This is a true story.
If I recall, both Jutland and Ruse held national funerals around the same time, after the Battle of Avaloon. More accurately, they were memorial services, but Ophelia spoke of them as funerals to mourn those who fell in battle.
Historically, the fact that both sides claimed it was their victory was given much attention. Claudius declared that Balthus, who lost his life at the war's onset, had died honorably at the Battle of Avaloon.
So he did manipulate the information. I thought it was odd when you said that Balthus died at the beginning of the war. Public records indicate that he was killed in action during the battle at Avaloon.
The Emperor capitalized on his death and claimed that Balthus greatly contributed in establishing the current Ruse.
Comrades, weep not for Balthus Greppenberg. Be proud. When the Jutes invaded our colony like a pack of rabid dogs, it was the Grand General who minimized our losses. We may have lost Avaloon, but the damage dealt to those slavering curs was thanks to our dearly departed Balthus. In the face of invasion, we call this a victory.
His aim was to incite the people's hatred toward Jutland. Moreover, he commended Balthus's efforts against the enemy. By emphasizing that, he described Jutland's attack on Avaloon as an invasion.
So it was during this time that the Ruse's side of the argument started using the word invasion.
It's the same as how Jutland highlighted liberation. Speaking of... The national funeral was held at Ophelia's suggestion. The fact they obtained victory in the past 3 operations. Her thoughts for the soldiers who gave their lives for the cause. She conveyed all in her requiem. Freed the traitor continued his column, directing the people's anger to the Empire, especially with the Valkyria. He wrote that its appearance signified the Empire felt threatened, and it increased the morale of the country.
I now understand that the Battle of Avaloon held great meaning to both Jutland and the Empire. But from your account, Professor, there's something that didn't appear in any of the history books. The pendant that the Valkyria had. Why did it upset Amlet? And why were the traitors so surprised to hear of it?
It seems there are references to Valkyria throughout Europa's history.
How do you mean?
Records suggest that behind every king, lord, and noble house that's left their mark, there's been a Valkyria. Countless leaders have tried to unite Europa through force. All of them blessed by a Valkyria.
Blessed?
That's how some books describe it. Others use the word contract. Honestly, the legends are rather vague. Some say they eat human flesh. Others say you offer your life to them.
No way! We're the ones who are gonna take the Emperor's life.
Well, they're called legends for a reason. I need to do more research. Hopefully I'll find something that explains why the Valkyria had Miss Maria's pendant.
Yo, Am.
Am?
Just tell me how to kill it.
In the past, Amlet the traitor tried to assassinate Claudius for the sake of the pendant's owner. For the sake of rescuing their teacher, Maria Schmeichel, he came close enough to swing his blade upon the Emperor.
Claudius. The Grim Reaper.
Death itself. A much more fitting epithet for you, Valkyria.
This is a Valkyria? I'm alive?
The attempted assassination of the Emperor. That incident cemented a single thought among the traitors. To achieve their goal, they must overcome a powerful enemy of Valkyria. Ever since they swore to save Maria and avenge their family at the orphanage, each and every one of the traitors dedicated themselves in their respective fields. Amlet as a soldier, Solomon as a politician. Freit at the time still worked at a newspaper company. Basil created his foothold in the business world. Violet worked in espionage and began touring foreign countries as a secret agent. All of their actions were for the day they would have their revenge. All the things they learned and experienced would someday help realize their dreams. That's what they believed. Before long, the Valkyria appeared with the Imperial army and was said to be the country's symbol of progress. Afterward, Jutland was blocked economically by the four major powers of the world, initiated by the Ruzi Empire.
The country gradually went bankrupt. Food was plentiful thanks to fertile lands, but Jutland depended on imports for fuel and resources. Once fuel became scarce, it began to affect agriculture. The government used rations to stabilize the life of the people, but even that had its limitations. The situation steadily grew worse each passing day. Rural areas were hit first in an outcry of hunger and poverty.
Around the same time, arguments pressing for war with the Empire grew due to the influence of the traitors. The anti-Valkyria squad was formed as part of that.
Amlet, who had a high compatibility with Ragnite, was selected as a member and was appointed its commander.
Years after the failed assassination, the traitors would meet on occasion to discuss their plans for revenge. When they assumed the battle with the Valkyria, it was evident it would be difficult with only 5 people.
That's the reason for the war? Just for revenge? The anti-Valkyria squad was created for that purpose?
They were conflicted about it as well.
I'm sure you realize it, everyone. No matter which of our fields we look from, this country is at its limits.
Not a day goes by the paper doesn't interview someone about how harsh it is. We don't even report on the half of it.
Money isn't circulating like it used to either.
Intelligence is analyzing what brought this situation about, but it seems the 4 major powers are involved somehow. They haven't determined a main objective yet, or why it happened, though.
More and more people are applying to join the army. It's one thing guaranteed to provide a regular meal.
So we have the manpower to fight.
I wouldn't call them battle-ready, though.
We must capitalize on this situation. I've been saying it all this time. Bring the country into this, start a war. There are no other means to take our revenge.
Putting aside how absurd that idea is, I don't think there's any way to morally justify starting a war.
You've been turning it down with that, but don't you feel anything about this country's wretched state? This economic blockade is unjust. If Jutland itself doesn't raise its voice, nothing will change.
I'm with Saul on this.
You really want to do this?
What other option do we have?
Well, we can work together like before.
Only reason that almost worked was because the Emperor actually left the capital. But he hasn't since. So what do you suggest? We just keep waiting and hoping? I'm done waiting. It's time to take our revenge. And free Jutland from economic oppression while we do.
Indeed. This, too, is for the country.
So you have no problem with sending countless innocents to their deaths? Wars cost lives. A lot of them.
The Emperor kidnapped our teacher and took the lives of our friends.
And you think that warrants the kind of damage war will do?
Loss of life is all the same. Whether it's our friends back at the orphanage or our countrymen in this war.
It isn't only us, Fried. The Emperor has invaded other countries and made them into colonies. How much blood do you think has been spilled? By slaying that tyrant, lives can be saved.
I don't know what's the best choice anymore.
Do you intend to continue waiting for the Emperor to come out? Do you intend to continue living with revenge in your heart? That's the same as being dead.
Part of us already died in that fire.
War sounds good to me, but so does the old wait and see.
Jeez. You're so neutral, Baz.
Fried, Violet, I'll say it once more. This is also for the country. Its recovery and our goals follow the same path.
Well, that may be true, but...
Violet, you're kind. However, if you've chosen to walk the path of vengeance, I'd like you to cast aside that emotion.
I can still hear their screams. Miss Maria, our friends.
Did you guys forget already?
What?
The coin, huh? I forgot that we had that.
Things were simpler back at the orphanage, weren't they? Any tough choice came down to the flip of a coin. Come on, has Lady Luck ever let us down?
I don't think so.
That's 'cause fortune favors the bold. Start a war, or wait and see.
Count me in.
Same here.
Me too.
Basil, flip it.
Heads, it's wartime. Tails, we wait.
Agreed.
All right.
Here goes nothing. Heads.
Wait, Professor, you're saying they flipped a coin to decide whether or not they should start a war? That's terrible no matter how you look at it. It's no wonder they were convicted. It's already bad enough they did it for revenge.
Please, don't misunderstand them. It gets hidden behind the intensity of the word revenge. But it is true they looked at Jutland's poverty and believed they must take a stand.
Yes, Jutland's state then can't compare to the prosperity it sees now. But this news is bewildering regardless. It's so hard to comprehend. How do I process all this? Tell me, Professor. What did they do afterward? How did they confront the Valkyria?
This is a true story.
How do we stop it?
Huh?
The Reaper.
Can't you defeat it? You did make it retreat.
Sure, we got some shots in, got it to back down. But I don't think we could actually beat it.
I trust Amlet's instincts, as both an alchemist and as a soldier. So, what you're saying is we lack the decisive firepower to finish things.
It's gotta have some sort of weakness.
Hey, Em, got any tips or tricks? You're the one who met it.
Notice any similarities between the two encounters? Anything in the conditions, or the way it shook out?
The conditions. Now that I think about it, the sun was rising when it fled from both encounters.
It left at dawn? Both times?
Yeah. As soon as the sun came out, it ran off, despite having the advantage.
Daybreak.
Maybe.
Yeah, the sun.
Something about it scares the Valkyria off.
Now that you mention it, the times that a Valkyrie has been seen on the battlefield have always been at night.
Then our approach is simple. We avoid night battles.
Yeah.
Don't stop the presses just yet.
I don't think this information needs to leave this room.
The army needs to know. If they can steer clear of the Valkyria, they can avoid a lot of unnecessary casualties.
I'll report it in then. You won't be brought under suspicion that way. They'd question the source of the intel and whatnot.
Right.
Oh, yeah, speaking of reporting in, the identity of that augmented soldier Am asked me to look into, that really was the Prince of Ipsaria.
Is that intel from your usual piece of man candy?
Oh, which man are you referring to? I'm rather popular, you know. My web at the Officers Club is expanding.
Damn, what happened to our innocent little Vi?
Carry on.
Jeez. No need to be so grim. He's apparently working as the Emperor's instrument of destruction, as a human experiment for augmentation. He's being deployed to various battlefields as a secret weapon.
That sounds dreadful.
Doesn't it? Hey, think we can pull the prince in as an ally? He must be close to the Emperor if he's a Grand General.
Maybe it's all an act and he's waiting for a chance to avenge that whole regicidal killing spree business.
No. We need the prince to disappear.
Why?
I want to keep it so the prince was murdered by the Empire. Ipsaria started to function with the interim government. In order to have the Ipsarians follow Jutland, we focused on the fact that both of our countries were oppressed by the Ruzi Empire, that we have a mutual enemy. The thought that their royal family has been massacred is a driving force for the people of Ipsaria.
He's right. I wrote a column saying as much. I just want to point out suppressing this is a very Solomon thing to do.
Loose lips sink ships, you know.
Indeed. If they discover their prince is alive, Ipsaria will be swayed to his side. Jutland would lose its jurisdiction. Listen, Emlet. Find him on the battlefield and strike him down. It's nothing out of the ordinary. Even more so since he's calling himself a Grand General. He's only an enemy to us. Emlet?
Sure. No problem.
Also, there's one other thing. It's regarding 2nd Lieutenant Villefort. I heard from Freet. In a time where people have difficulty in simply surviving, I'm astounded to find such a meddlesome person.
Is it safe to leave him be?
Should we take care of him?
You're not serious, are you?
I don't think that's wise.
No shit. But we better be prepared to deal with the big guy.
Godot's under my charge. Leave it to me.
Captain, care to spar?
Sure.
Let's do this! How did this... That will work! Get lost!
Still looking into my past?
On my sword.
No.
Take this! Leave it to me!
Huh?
I've learned what I wanted to know.
And did you tell Ophelia? Modest.
Jutland! No escape! I'll give it my all. I told her about your past. This'll do it. Who did this?
That's how that plays into the present.
You ready? What are you looking at? Who did this? You ready? Watch this! Who did this?
I've chosen to keep my speculations to myself.
Who did this? What matters most right now is maintaining the squad's sense of unity. I will do all I can to make sure the squad works cohesively come mission time. That is why I urge you to avoid conducting yourself in a suspicious manner, Captain.
I hear you.
As for the rest of you, this isn't a show.
Crap.
Perhaps a week of latrine duty is a fitting punishment?
I defer to your judgment, Lieutenant.
Well then, we should likewise head back to base.
Welcome. Have a good one.
Come on in. How about this? Come back anytime. Come on in. Come back anytime.
What's the matter? We've got a new assignment. Seems that way.
Op details are as follows. That's... Let's do this!
I swear I'm not drunk.
I'll prove myself.
Get lost!
Intercept the enemy!
All right. Get lost! Commander down!
Their numbers
right.
are rising.
I'm this old man.
Let's end this! This'll do it.
In the name of justice! This will be a cakewalk!
I'm not dead.
For your boo-boo!
Let's do this!
I offer this prayer.
This'll do it.
Who's next?
My knees are...
Who's next?
I shan't Yep, let's taste my blade. Constant vigilance.
This on for size!
This'll do it. You ready? Out of my way!
This'll be a good one!
Take this! Scan it! Who's next?
Let's go out with a bang!
Terribly sorry.
That all you got? All right.
I found them! Try
Think you could take me? Let's end this!
I'm not drunk.
Who's next?
Lend me your ears.
This'll be
In the name of Jetland.
You ready? Watch this!
Try to...
Who's next?
I swear I'm not drunk. I'm not like I swear. Keep it up! This'll be a good one.
Let us dance.
Keep it up!
Whoa, a lot of bad guys.
Who's next? Who's next?
In the name of Jetland.
You ready? What are you looking at?
Commander down!
Rest in peace.
I swear I'm not drunk.
Monosage.
I offer this prayer. But I don't wanna.
Thanks.
I offer this strength.
You ready? What are you looking at? You ready? Out of my way! This'll do it. All right. All right.
Yep, let's go.
All right.
I found them!
Bunch of lamos.
Let's end this! All right. All right.
There is no other way.
End this! Who's next? Who's next?
In the name of Jutland! Rest in peace.
All right.
I'm not like...
Who's next?
I'm not done yet.
They're so strong! Why is this happening?
Retreat!
Constant vigilance.
Take this! End this!
Constant vigilance.
All right. This'll do it.
Constant vigilance.
Not like...
Commander down!
Give in. Constant vigilance.
Do this!
You ready? What are you looking at?
I'm not liking this.
This'll do it.
I'm really mad! Really mad!
Constant vigilance.
Really mad! I'm really mad!
Constant vigilance.
got you.
Hi, friends.
Monosage.
For your boo-boo.
I'm really mad!
You ready? Watch this!
I'm really mad!
This'll do it.
I almost swear. Bad feeling.
I'm not like...
Come on now. You ready? Out of my way!
Taste my blade in the name of Jutland. Got a bad feeling.
Monosage.
Commander down! That all you can damage.
Monosage.
Mission complete. As expected.
Next, we cut off the enemy's supply lines. We're going to take down the bridge at Vonskold Gorge.
That means destroying that magnificent iron bridge. Such a shame.
That supply line directly connects the north to the south, but the northern region is currently impeded by the snow. If we deplete their reinforcements and supplies, it'll be easier for us to overtake them. At any rate, we continue the offense. Maintaining our victory streak is essential right now.
Understood. I'll inform the Army's commanding officer.
Please do. I'll suppress any dissenting opinions at Parliament.
Speaking of whiners, Vi's doing her spy thing, but what about Baz? Should we be making decisions without him? He's not going to like being left out.
Ah, about that. Meetings are the furthest thing from his mind at the moment. You should return to headquarters, Amlet. I suspect that Basil is eagerly waiting for you.
Yo, we've been waiting for you. Especially this bad boy.
Oh. You finished upgrading it.
Well, it's just a prototype. but its Ragnite transmission capabilities got spiced up to the max. Should be able to extract a hell of a lot more mana now.
Yeah, I can already tell. This is good work, Basil.
I know, right?
The captain gets all the best stuff.
As soon as we snag some more Ragnite, we'll soup up the rest of your weapons too. The shipment should get here pronto.
Yay! Thanks, Basil.
You can bet on me. This mana tech's amazing, and I'm just getting started. Yo!
What's the matter? Well done. Well done. We've got a new assignment. We have the advantage. We have the advantage. Well done.
Come on in. Come back anytime. Come on in. Come back anytime.
Yo!
What's the matter?
Op details are as follows. That's all.
What? Are you still sulking?
Seriously? Get over it already. Don't be such a sad sack, Isaac.
Sad sack.
Say what you will. At least I'm not so naive as you knaves.
Apprehensive, wary. I guess that's the nature of a scout.
Hey, can you not classify me with him? And what's so funny, Bloom?
I'm sorry?
The unit's mood seems different.
Does it?
Something has changed.
Nothing major.
Am I being left out of the group now?
Of course not.
December 31st, the Battle of Von Skold Gorge. The Jutland army took the rear guard to preserve their strength. The Vannergan executed the attack independently.
Attack the bridgehead and keep the enemy at bay until the bridge breaks. Got it? Let's go. All right. Let's do this!
I swear I'm not drunk.
Observe the
Keep it up! Are about to give
You ready? What are you looking at?
Commander down! I don't wanna!
Who's next? Burn them all!
Let the ambush!
not drunk.
You ready? What are you looking at? This'll do it. This'll do it.
Cakewalk.
This'll do it. That'll...
Observe the enemy.
Swear I'm not drunk.
That all you got?
Keep up the pressure.
All right.
I'm not liking this.
For your
This'll do it. You ready? Watch this!
I despise
Got a bad feeling. Come on, let's play.
You ready? Out of my way!
I'm not liking this.
What's the big idea?
Serve the enemy.
Swear I'm not drunk.
Yep, let's go.
Monosage.
This'll be
I won't go easy.
I'm not liking this.
Take this!
Observe the enemy.
Take this!
Got a bad feeling.
Observe the enemy.
This'll be a good
I won't go
one.
easy.
Swear I'm not drunk.
My friends.
I don't like this.
How can this happen?
Observe the enemy. Spacing out.
I'm not liking this.
For your business.
I've got you.
Observe the... I'll show you how to fight.
Monosage.
Look what I can do.
Thanks. Observe the enemy.
Monosage. I've got
got you. This'll do it.
I'm not liking this.
This'll do it.
This is a good position.
This'll do it.
Observe the enemy.
How could this happen?
I'm not liking this.
Look what I can do. Hey, go away.
Take a look.
Got a bad feeling.
This'll be a good warm-up.
I've got you. Massage.
Go out with a bang.
This'll do it. You ready? Watch this! This'll do it. You okay? You ready? What are you looking at?
Yep, let's go.
You ready? What are you looking at? You ready? Out of my way! This'll do it.
Sick.
I don't like
Got a
this.
bad feeling.
That should do some damage. Here they come. If Godot doesn't get here in time, we're gonna have our work cut out for us.
Looks as though they number in the few. Let's attack at once.
Yes, let's.
We can handle this.
Yeah, in the name of Jutland. Point. Rest in peace.
Very vexatious.
Charge!
Please listen to my song. Do not give up hope.
Do this!
give it my all.
Rest in peace. Please listen to my song. Rest in peace.
I'll give it my all. It's Curtis. Right behind you. On the attack.
Terribly sorry.
Murderize them.
Please listen to my song. Point.
Targeting us!
This will settle it.
They're targeting us!
We can do this.
Be gone.
They're targeting us!
Be gone.
Commander neutralized.
Retreat!
Yeah.
Retreat!
It's hardly my forte.
I'll focus on defense.
Terribly sorry. Here are my hopes and dreams.
I swear on my sword.
Be gone.
I must hold fast.
Pardon me.
I'm with you.
'Twas a worthy
Prepare yourself.
Rest in peace. Be gone. Pardon me. Yes. This will settle it. Pardon me.
I'll finish it. There you go.
Sorry.
Show's over.
I'm not done yet.
This is
Fire!
Just like we planned.
Mission complete. Let's link up with Godot and withdraw.
Wonderful.
You should be thankful. I'll give it my all. Time to shine.
Keep an eye on them.
In the name of justice! Be gone!
Determined to win.
Rest in peace.
Victory shall be mine.
Wear on my sword.
Are you
No way.
Pardon me! 'Twas a worthy foe. Pardon me! 'Twas a worthy
On the attack!
Enemies ahead!
behind us as well.
An ambush! Where is my sword?
Pardon me!
I'm
Power
with you.
comes from within. Point!
I've been sworn to the crown.
Yeah! Point!
Pay is ours. It's curtain.
On the attack! Rest in peace. Here are my hopes and dreams. Pardon me. This will settle it.
I'll give it my all. Show's over. That'll work.
Pardon me.
Don't expect a thanks.
On the attack!
It's curtain.
I'm with you. Princess! Princess!
Missed the mark. Pursue her. We must finish her off.
My fall must have been broken. Oh no!
I suppose I'll torment her a bit before killing her.
My squad mates will find me, I'm certain. Until then, I shall survive. Here are my hopes and dreams! In the name of justice!
Oh, boy. You're giving it your best, I see. A shame it's all for naught.
Gone! Terribly sorry.
It would have been such a sight had you wailed and begged for your life. But that seems unlikely. How disappointing. What?
Hamlet, everyone. I knew you would come.
Glad to see you're still alive. Stay behind me.
You came down the cliff in that state?
Yeah. All right.
I found them! I swear I'm not drunk.
Let's end this!
All right.
I won't go easy.
Observe the enemy.
Let's do
Out of my way, Ruck.
I'm not like this could be a good one. I'm not drunk.
This is a good position.
Monosage.
Got a bad
It's
feeling.
over. Keep it up! I'm not like
It's
I'm not drunk.
Look what I can do.
Surf the
You ready? Watch this!
I won't go easy.
Let's go.
Got a bad feeling.
This'll do it.
We're in the fight.
Cakewalk.
Take this!
I despise the Empire.
All right, time to cut loose.
You ready?
I'll show you how to fight.
This old man will keep you company.
Burn them all!
I swear I'm not drunk.
Got a bad feeling.
Here comes some more. This is a cakewalk. For your
Time to cut loose. How's this?
Farewell.
You ready?
Got a bad feeling.
This old man will keep you company.
This'll do it.
All right, time to cut loose. This'll be a good warm-up.
Yep, ready or not, here I come.
But I don't wanna.
I'll show you how to fight. I won't go easy.
That all you got? Commander down! No match
Intercept
for
the
us.
enemy. Damn shoots! I swear I'm not drunk.
Don't look away. I won't go easy.
Pay attention.
You can study. This is a good position. Farewell.
You ready? Get lost!
One down!
Get lost! Let's end this!
Alright, time to kick! Try this on for size!
Begin the lesson.
Try this on for size!
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Bring out the booze!
As expected.
I will not forget this insult, this humiliation.
I've caused trouble for all of you, yet again.
No one thinks that.
Everyone. The prince!
They're after Ophelia. We need to protect her.
We need the prince to disappear.
What's the matter, alchemist? What a pitiful display.
Don't know what you mean.
When we crossed blades before, there was an intensity to your swings. They had conviction. Your skill today is a pale comparison. I see nothing behind it. There's no hint of the swordplay I faced the other day.
Awfully chatty this time. Something up?
Not at all. I'm just disappointed in you.
Please, wait!
Huh? What are you doing?
Both of you, lay down your arms.
What?
There is no reason for us to fight each other.
Are you joking?
Get out of the way, Ophelia. He's one of Ruse's Grand Generals. That's all the reason we need.
I will do no such thing. There has to be a reason he assumed that rank and title. Isn't that so, Prince Laertes?
I told you, I am not that person.
Nay, you are indeed Prince Laertes. As Princess of Jutland, I say to you, Prince of Ipsaria.
Stop fooling around!
I shall give you back Ipsaria. Neither the Kingdom of Jutland nor the Ruzi Empire should rule over the state of Ipsaria. That honor belongs to you, the heir apparent to its throne.
Well said for someone who has seized my homeland from the Empire.
Beg pardon?
Since the royal family is no more, Jutland declared it would govern instead. Sounds like nonsense to me. The country that controls the Ragnite has simply changed from Ruse to Jutland. Why not honestly proclaim that this is an invasion, and not some embellishment like liberation?
'Tis no invasion. We freed your nation from usurpation, so that everything may be restored to its rightful order. True, Jutland governs Ipsaria, but as stewards, not tyrants. All to protect your people, whose freedom the Emperor stole. However, liberty can only be won by the Crown Prince's hand. Devote your life to your country, not another man's cause. As for myself, I wish only for peace between our lands. I want both our countries to prosper, together.
Emperor Claudius let me live. I have chosen to dedicate myself to His Imperial Majesty.
Your Highness!
Your words are hollow. If you want to speak of ideals, be resolute. Be prepared to sacrifice. Be like His Majesty.
We wish for you to assassinate the Princess Ophelia.
Why does my heart waver then?
Hamlet, no!
Your skills have gotten even duller. What's the hurry, alchemist? Your sword is unworthy to be in my presence. Princess, I will attack Ipsaria in broad daylight and drive all of you out, as a general of the Ruzi Empire.
Wait!
Hamlet, you mustn't!
Come on now! He's the enemy. He tried to kill us both.
That is where you are wrong. I know we can somehow come to an understanding. Nay, we absolutely must. His heart beats for his homeland, just as strongly as ours. Can you not see that? Though you cannot now, one day you will. And when that day comes, we shall reach out together and reason with him.
You looked into his eyes. There's nothing there but anger. There's no reasoning with someone like that.
You two have the very same eyes. Are you lost to reason as well?
Your Highness, are you safe? Princess? Captain?
The battle at Vonskold Gorge also ended in a victory for Jutland. Every newspaper wrote that Jutland avenged the soldiers who had died to the Valkyria in the prior battle. Conversely, the Ruzi Empire was forced to completely re-examine their line of supply.
I apologize deeply. Not only did I fail to eliminate the princess, The mana weaponry Your Majesty entrusted in my care was destroyed. I cannot excuse myself for this blunder.
Spare us the melodrama, Victor. What is past is prologue. Our next chapter holds new opportunities.
However, one of our major supply lines for the coming winter has been cut off. It is obvious that Jutland is trying to snow us in.
Maxime, how, pray tell, would you judge Victor's results?
Why do you ask me?
Who better than the one originally assigned to the mission? He who refused the appointment should have quite an opinion.
If I may speak freely, Grand General Timoshev does not specialize in this type of military tactic. He will rebound in a situation that caters to his true strengths.
Oh, what a generous evaluation.
It's my belief that dirty work such as this does not suit Your Majesty's path to power, and we should drop it.
Maxime! How dare you show such insolence to His Majesty?
Every action I take is to be a valued general. I dare say my opinion because I believe it will benefit His Majesty. The enemy will be more vigilant with this incident. But that princess, she won't yield. She will come forward. That is the moment we should defeat her.
A valid assessment. Maxime's judgment reflects our own. As for you, Victor, let this redouble your devotion to Ruse.
Yes, sire.
Now, about that summons we received from the Vion Summit.
It would appear the events at Von Skold Gorge shocked all of the great nations.
Take Vanagon's alchemic weaponry receiving major upgrades. It's proof that Apsaria's Ragnite now belongs to the Jutes.
The ambassadors have been ridiculing us for losing, despite having the strength of the Valkyria on our side.
These self-styled superpowers. Those sycophantic fools are plotting some petty scheme. No matter. We shall maintain a fair distance, as always.
What a troublesome princess.
Can't believe she started lecturing on the battlefield.
As long as she doesn't interfere with our plan, I don't care what she does.
And if she does, you don't plan to... You wouldn't say that now, would you, Saul?
It depends on which is more important to us, Jutland or our revenge.
Bingo.
Stop it! You boys are scaring me lately.
I wouldn't think of doing anything to the princess. I'm simply trying to find a way to use her to our benefit. The Prince of Apsaria's existence concerns me too. We need to do something before he does.
Whoa, looks like Saul's putting on his plotting face.
Amlet, as I said before, we need to be rid of the prince. I'll get in touch with my contacts within the major powers. I'll need your assistance.
Come on, let me know what you think.
You've outdone yourself, Basil.
To be fair, its real worth is only testable on the Valkyria. We don't exactly have time to fine-tune the adjustments.
I'm sure Saul will get it done.
How do you figure?
Whenever he has that look, I know he means business.
The old plotting face. No doubt about that.
Am, how do you feel about me interviewing the princess?
Why would you do that?
Just trying to find more ways to leverage her. I think something about what her power can do might be useful.
I'm sure she'd agree to it. She probably has a lot to say.
Something on your mind?
Ophelia cares very deeply for this country, her citizens.
So what?
We...
Hey, this is about vengeance, and don't you forget it. We've got half the world at war now. And sure, it's fine and dandy for a princess to worry about things from her palace. But down here, it's eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth.
What's on your mind?
Don't you feel bad about it? Even a little.
Why should we?
Innocent blood is being shed in the name of our revenge.
The hell's that coming from? This isn't like you, Am.
Never mind.
We all chose to pursue this vendetta. I know you pulled the short straw here, but listen, is there really room for compassion when you think about all our friends who died in that fire? About losing Miss Maria?
You're right.
I still see that shit in my dreams. Every time I close my goddamn eyes, our home reduced to ash, our family, their bodies charred black, and Miss Maria. I'll never forgive, and I'll never forget.
I know. Sorry I brought it up.
I support the princess. The fact that the traitors were willing to use everything and everyone for their vengeance is... I wonder now if I think that because I've been tainted by the previous information surrounding them.
And that's perfectly fine. They took the dishonorable name of traitor willingly. They accepted it with pride. Let's continue with the story. The major powers were beginning to move.